I'm doing well. I am enjoying the post Hondo life.
It is not coming through. I did click the unmute button, but it just didn't unmute me. So, hello everybody. It was unmuted for Karth. He could hear me, and he's more important than the rest of you. So,
I mean, they can pretend we're mimes and that we're having a conversation.
Can't the people listening at home just like lip read? Do you know what I mean? Can't they just lip read what I'm saying?
Ooh, I mean, if I want to be taken massively out of context.
I mean, I want to be taken somewhere.
Yeah.
So massively out of context is as good as the gander. Or something.
Or
like
something.
That. Yeah. Or something like that. Yeah. So, what's good business, everybody? We all good? I hope everybody at home is well and has had a nice weekend. Just chilling out, maxing, relaxing, ain't too taxing. Do you know what I'm saying? We have been very busy because Karthrick has got like 17 Hondos at this point, haven't you?
Yeah. I have a full 50 accounts. Every one of them has Hondo. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it makes sense.
We've been doing all the testing. We've been doing all the theory crafting.
Testing your patience, maybe.
Yeah, no, I've got that the new pirate cron on every account. It's ready to go.
Yeah, 2 of them.
Best stats on.
Perfect stats. Yeah, it's
perfect
all
stats.
Evasion.
Oh my god, no, it's all defense. Just it's 500% defense on Hondo.
Nice.
And then I coded in a new level 6. It's the same wordy one, but I added a little thing at the bottom that says you take 50% of your defense and convert that to offense.
Oh, of course, yes. I mean that makes complete sense. So that you just win, I guess.
Yeah, well, you could actually kill something with that team.
Yeah. I mean, I can kill Leia, and I've seen Lord Vader drop like an absolute wet flannel because you can just like lightning raid him turn 1 and he dies.
Yeah, with the new Kron, it's easier to deal with like the Hodocron. And even Slacker, though Slacker is like, it's an ugly fight. It's like 2v1 by the time you're at the end of it.
Slacker is also an ugly fight for Slacker. Like,
Yeah.
his allies are all gone. Like, he's just out there swinging around on his own.
Which is like it's like the worst thing to happen. It was Slacker with the Raycron, and to be the last one standing. That offense increase, that ramping stats for the run. It's just like
offense increase for him and evasion for Hondo. It's
just rah rough. I do kind of wish that his leadership had a little bit. Like, I get why they didn't want to make him have a mastery increase being an evasion character. I get that one, but they could have done something for other pirates. Like, pirates gain 0.5% mastery for each stack of profit that they have, because it's like most of the pirates that are on Hondo's team don't really have a consistent way to consume their stacks of profit.
No, those profits do go a little bit high. They're a little bit skyrockety.
Well, like when
which
Hondo
is not a
has
bad
thing. 600 stacks of profit. I've been fighting the Riva team in my arena with the Ninth Sister Crown. Yeah, and just like you just watch the stacks just skyrocket. Everyone's got like 200 stacks of profit. And I'm like, it doesn't do me any good. Like, it doesn't change anything. Like, it's just unfortunate. I do kind of wish there was a little bit of a mastery bleed into the surrounding allies. Yeah. A little bit, but again, as so many people have stated, it's like, it's the first week, give it time. We have crons that are going to be once they go away, everyone's opinion is going to change because Hondo's going to be dunking on everything. It's like, it's just the cycle. He releases, he sucks. A week later, when all the crons come out and the crons go away, he's amazing and he dunks on everybody. I mean, and then wait till we get to TW. It's like, it was like Glat was the same way, right? Glat released a little underwhelming at the beginning. She was hard countered by Leia, and then everyone took her to TW with the Omicrons, and Leia's like, I don't have this anymore. Like, somebody please come help.
That Glat team is painful. This is going to be 100% a painful team on defense in TW. For those people that, have actually invested in the TW Omicrons, of course. I know there's still quite a big sentiment around TW Omicrons with people not putting them on. But for sure, with Smee's got 3, right? And they're pretty nasty. One of them is I think his big hit like prevents revives as part of it, which is kind of nice. And who else has got it? It's not Brutus, is it? Brutus is no, it is Brutus. Brutus and I think Kix is, but I don't see us putting Kix in the team. So yeah, four armies on a GL team is quite nasty, especially when you've got a Datacron for them now as well. So,
and doesn't Smee's so the Smeeg feeds stats too.
Oh, does it?
At the start of the encounter, if the allied leader is a scoundrel, if the allied leader is a scoundrel, they gain 10% max health, offense, and 10 speed, double if they are also pirates.
Okay. Yeah. So that's nice. That's nice. It's always good. Yeah. Hello, everybody in the chat. How are you all doing? Welcome to the Tribe Talks. Sorry, Kevin.
Sorry, no, it's just I was reading down the rest of the line. It also gives Smee and the pirate leader the ability to ignore taunt effects.
Oh my god, that's so useful. They need that so desperately. It's unreal how much they need to ignore taunt. So yeah, should be able to. I mean, offensively that will be helpful. Defensively, it'll still be helpful as well, I guess. Lots of good things to see there. Then that's good.
Yeah, and then he assists whenever Hondo uses an ability.
Oh, that's very good. That's a lot more damage on the team. A lot more damage.
There's going to be a lot of things that I think in TW, it's going to be kind of terrifying to go up against him, especially once the cron starts rolling out. Mm-hmm. Once everyone starts to pick up the perfect Hondo cron. Yeah. I think it's going to be a lot more of a pain in the butt to get around him, because that wordy level 6, it almost makes me want to run dual tanks. I almost want to put Quiggle on the team and just make the team impossible to kill.
Oh my god! I mean, Vayne is already incredibly chunky.
Well, the only reason why I wouldn't want to do Quiggled on there is because he's just doesn't have the same protection levels that Vayne does. But Quiggled's the pirate that has, the ability to actually take buffs. Like I find it funny that so much of Hondo's kit is about stripping buffs off the team.
Yeah.
And then there's not really, at least not as I know, there's not much that you can do to take from anybody besides using Hondo's abilities. Or if it is, it's very, very small buff sets. I have to go back and read a ton of it, but
I think I can't remember. I've done so much different testing that I'm just kind of forgetting. Let's have a look. I know that Vayne can steal taunt if he's got 10 stacks of profit and he uses that first special on another taunting tank, which is a really weird way of stealing a buff. It's like, hey, if you've got 10 or more stacks of profit and this guy's taunting, you'll steal it. It's like, that's really specific. I mean, granted, in a Pirate King Hondo team, you've always got over 10 stacks of profit, pretty much, unless you're using somebody that's not like the default. Like Smee never gains profit, which is really dumb. But everybody else, even Ithano, just loses a crap load of profit all the time. So yeah,
I don't understand, like, because even the Kron, the level 6 on the Kron, it's like whenever they consume, they get ramping buffs. It's like, but they don't really like Hondo's team doesn't really consume.
Doesn't Brutus technically steal? I wonder if that counts. Doesn't he steal profit from Silvo or the leader? Is that right?
Yeah, he will.
And does that count as consuming a stack of profit?
I don't know. If Brutus steals at least 2 unique buffs from an enemy, he gains a bonus turn and 2 stacks of prop. No, that's the wrong part. I have to go through and read. There's too many kits.
I can't. There's so much going on here, and I've had a busy weekend of not playing this game, so I have.
If the ally leader slot is Captain Silva, whenever Captain Silva takes damage, he loses 1 stack of profit.
That's what I was thinking.
Stack of profit. So it's only when it's Silva lead though.
Oh, it's only on Silvo lead. Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm like perplexed a little bit.
I mean, I suppose that's probably going to help contingency wise when Maz comes to the game, because the non-Hondo team steals a lot of buffs.
Yes, they do. It's just weird that they wrote a little bit into Hondo's kit around that, and then there's not really a ton of interaction with that, I guess, is my only thing. It's like it just doesn't feel like there's a ton of...
Yeah. So for context for our listeners at home, Wolfie is not with us today because he has got a prior engagement. Well, it's not really a prior engagement, it's something that popped up for him personally, so he just he can't make it with us today. I don't think it's Ren Fairchuck. I don't know. But yeah. So no Wolfie today. Alas, just Carthrick and myself. Bald man and bald adjacent man, because Carthrick hair's growing out for winter now, I guess.
I just haven't shaved it yet. I'll probably shave it again a couple more times for winter.
Yeah, why not? Sounds good to me. So the big news, of course, guys, what everybody is talking about is all of the good business coming in the future that we've had. We've had a bit of a big news. I suppose we were expecting it because it was a new era coming, right? So obviously, Hondo came into the game and does what every new big grand release does, and sort of makes a bunch of waves and everybody loses their collective shit. Because they're like, oh my god, GL Hondo, he's just fucking terrible. He's not doing anything. And then we calm our tits a bit and we go, oh, actually, yeah, no, he's okay. And we still haven't seen what Smugglers Run 3 is, when it's coming, or what it's going to bring, which is frustrating, because I would like to see what Smugglers Run 3 brings. So if it just gives me a lap dance or something once a month, I think I'll be okay with it. But I'm not too hopeful.
My hope is that it is relic related, either signal data or higher end relic materials. But again, it depends on if they put a relic lockout on the event itself. Do they do a, you got to be relic 9 to even do Smugglers Run 3 kind of thing? Because I mean, that's kind of the air battle is. You have to have.
Well, you think Smugglers Run 3 will be R9? Oh god, that would be brutal.
I mean, I'm not saying that it would. I'm just saying I wouldn't be surprised if they did, because that was kind of what it felt like when you did the Jabba one. Is like doing the Jabba one with low relic Hut Cartel was just atrociously
I'm so
bad.
glad that they let us sim that. Do you remember the days of having to manually play that shit? That was fucking mind-numbing, and it took ages.
I remember the only like caveat was getting Chewbacca in there, but if Chewbacca died early, it was an absolute shithole. Like, at least with Chewbacca strategy, it was like if it failed early, and so once you got the contract and the taunt up, then it was manageable. But without it, it was just crap. I mean, it just sucked to try to go through. So
Spy says that Smugglers Run has always been about mod mats. Wouldn't they just make an assault battle if it's not mod mats? Who knows? I think a Smugglers Run is probably quicker to do, but it doesn't have to be mod mats.
What are we going to add for mod mats? I mean, there's just
more mod mats.
More attenuators. I think it would need to be something that more people are going to be interested in.
Instead of getting 60 attenuators, you get 62.
Oh my god!
And it's like, it's better than Jab. I know you get other mod mats there as well, but I'd be very disappointed if it's just the same shit, to be honest. Unless they give us that, that Mark II thermal regulator, I think it is, for mods. It's like used on every level for 6E modding. It looks like, what is it called? The Mark II thermal exchange unit. That thing, I blow through those things like nothing. If it gives me like 100 of those, I'll be like, yes, let's go. But
they are an elusive bunch.
Yeah. You try to you do three crystal refreshes on Cantina Energy. You go to the Cantina node and you're like, Cantina Energy, Mod Energy. Like, I'm going to farm these Mark II thermal exchange units, and you're like, here you go, have 2, and you're like, thanks. Fuck. I need 10 to just go from 6E to 6D and 25 on the other levels. But thanks for that too. That was 150 crystals well spent.
Yeah, I get them in the weekly shipment and then the episode weekly, and then that's about it. And then I'll occasionally buy some of the mod packs depending on which ones they are. Yeah, but yeah, it sucks.
What's your initial thoughts on Hondo in terms of how do you like playing him? How do you like the event? Do you think he's balanced?
The event was fine. Like, I like what they were trying to achieve with it, right? That part was fine with me. The part that it was just like, literally, if you just pressed auto basic, it would be done so much faster. And the fact that you have to keep going back through these like elongated fights, like the Kenobi one, it's just like, it just takes a long time. You're not really in a risk of losing the battle, but you're just pressing basic over and over and over and over again. So I mean, I didn't hate it. I think for Hondo, it would have been, I get that they only wanted to redo so many entrance cutscenes, so they didn't want to redo a ton of them, but it could have been kind of funny if they'd taken a wider swath and broken them up into more tiers. But I also understand it. Like, I don't know how much work goes into adding him into all those cinematics and the text that goes with it, but
no idea.
Whatever. It was fine. Like, I wasn't offended by it. I really didn't care, but it was humorous for Hondo's character motif. Like, that was kind of funny, but like the 5th time you're battling Palpatine and Luke and Vader,
I genuinely feel like this is a problem that we have with every Galactic Legend journey. Maybe I find it's a problem because whenever I'm doing a GL event, I'm blitzing it in a day. It's like you're trying to get through the entire unlock and do the ult in one sitting, and it takes like an hour, and it's just painful, right?
Yeah.
But it always feels like these events could do with fewer repeats and more individual stages to make sure you don't go absolutely out of your box with boredom. Because it's like, it is fun the first time, but the fifth time you're doing the same event, it's like, okay, and I can't auto it. Like, please.
Well, I kind of wish, I mean, I know they don't really want to put that level of effort, but I do kind of wish they'd go back to how they kind of did like Jedi Luke's Unlock, where you have 7 unique tiers. They're all a different fight. You do all of them once. And you wind up with the character at the end, and just make it so that, yeah, you're going to have some tiers that are going to cost you 125 tickets. Okay, fine. I don't give a care. Like, it can be the same number of tickets, just divided up over different tiers. I get they created a structure with Galactic Legends that now doesn't make a lot of sense. When they first launched, it was understandable.
Yeah.
But, now, 4 or 5 years later, it's like, do we really got to keep doing this over and over again? Like, do we really care about the number of times we do this alt tier? Like, is there a reason that we're doing it this many times?
That you can't drop, you can't drop tickets anymore. So before it almost made sense. It's like, oh, we'll make you do it multiple times. Maybe you'll lose your tickets and have to spend more energy. And now it's like, no, you can save your tickets. Tickets don't matter no more. So you don't need to lose it. So just like bundle it all together, make it all one big cost. And I know they would have to adjust the maximum amount of GL tickets we can hold at any given time. I get it, but it would be a lot more manageable or palatable, I think, to the player, at least.
Yeah, I mean, or at least break it up over different tiers, and like the first 5 tiers are unlocking the character, and the last 2-3 tiers, or you just break up, the ultimate one. Like, I guess I don't really care enough to overhaul it. It's the events aren't that interesting, and especially like it was a good laugh when you like see the Kenobi fight and it's like Hondo shows up. It was a good laugh the first time.
Yeah, no, it definitely gave me a giggle. I will be honest, like, definitely gave me giggles.
On battle number 6, you're like, can I just skip? Can I click and skip? Like, I just want to skip this. I don't need the 15 seconds of Hondo talking to General Grievous, even though we all know he wasn't there. Yeah. Like, again, it's one of the things, like, thematically funny, but we're like repeated over and over again. It does just become a little taxing.
Yeah, the shine wears off pretty quick. It's like, okay, I get it. It's funny, but yeah. So,
and there's a threshold on that for me too, right? Like 2 to 3 times I'm okay with, but like after like a battle number 4, it's just like, can you just stop? When I'm done.
I'm over it now. I'm over it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I know that there were people. At least I've seen discussions in my Discord and on other streams. People that like absolutely hated the concept of CG's so lazy. They can't even bring us, scenes that Hondo is in. I suppose I can understand that a little bit. It's like maybe it feels like a bit of a cop out, but I think if you just take it in the spirit, which was it was just supposed to be a laugh.
Well, it was also in the spirit of the original Hondo use as well too, and his use in the TBs and the jokes they kind of made with that. They tried to have a little humor with it, and that's fine. It's not going to sit well with everybody because they wanted, more of Hondos from the Clone Wars and whatever else. But like, in my opinion, if you want to see lazy, and again, not that it actually was, just from the sake of like what I would deem lazy is the Balin unlock. Like that one is the one I felt was lazy.
There was
parts of it that were really cool, but it was like the best part was the cinematics that they had with it.
Yeah.
And then everything that was about it. It's like, it perplexes me that you have somebody, they drop the quality they did on Bo-Katan, right? Bo-Katan's fight was very interesting, very thematic, very unique for every tier that you were doing. And then you Balin, it was just like, hey, we're going to fight in the same map over and over again.
Every single time. And it was like, there was a little bit of nuance, I suppose, to the actual combat, but it wasn't like crazy, was it? You know, you had to do a little bit of modding, and I'm pretty sure there was what was the broken mechanic? Was it just the lack of stuns that was happening? I can't remember. There was something that wasn't working quite right as well. It's like, no, you should be stunning.
Honestly can't tell you. I have no idea.
I haven't played that since it first came out, so you'll have to forgive me.
No, you just play the same tier 3 times.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you do. You just fight the same thing over and over again. And it was like, which great, yeah, it simplified it, but it was just kind of like I guess the event was kind of a letdown for the hype of the character. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of people really interested about Balin, and then Balin was just kind of like,
I mean, he's a beloved character at this point. You know, I know he's not had, like, it's not like he's got this massive history in Star Wars. He doesn't really, but he was just he was quite impactful, I suppose, when he came to the show, and everybody seemed to really like him as a character. So I guess it kind of makes sense. Yeah, he's still a great character in game, mind. So that there is that.
His biggest fault as a character is just no % health protections.
Yeah,
like as a tank, it just kind of missed me every time that he's got no protections from expose or dots or anything. He just has to sit there and take it. It's like,
you just got to take it, buddy.
But then you got Vayne, this nobody pirate from 3 TV shows now, and people are just like, yeah, but you can't kill him. Like, he'll just he's
impossible to kill.
he will 1v5 face tank the Inquisition for 4 minutes straight and not die.
He's good.
Balin would have been dead 4 hours ago.
I'm pretty. Isn't Vayne only immune to percentile health effects under PK Hondo though? I think.
Yes.
Still. So we just need a Pirate King
a new
Hondo
mercenary.
lifter for Ben. That gives him that.
We just need a new mercenary under Balin.
Yeah.
Please. Can we just finish the dark side version of that team? Like
to be fair, I feel like he could do with some extra mercenaries. Who knows? Maybe Zuckuss and Forlom will be flipping mercenaries as well as bounty hunters. And
could be.
They might fill out his team.
That could be interesting. I hadn't thought about them being mercenaries.
I mean, that's a really cool fucking segue into the next segment, which is, all the new shit coming in. Zuckuss and Forlom. God, it's almost like we plan this shit, guys. It's almost like we don't at all. It's more stream of consciousness than anything, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zuckuss and Forlom. You saw it coming, didn't you, Karth?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, like 2.5 years ago.
So I knew that these guys were coming.
I remember the speculation. They were with Dengar, and then these two are the ones that I was thinking of when they were talking about bringing in additional bounty hunters. And I was for it because when they announced the Executor way back, everyone was speculating what else they would bring into the fold, and really we didn't get anything interesting for that. But we did get the punishing one, which ruined everything for a short while.
It did, and now I feel so vindicated. I'm like,
I don't know if I feel vindicated yet, though, because I'm worried about what happens after this.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a little bit of that.
Rogue One is the freest candy I think CG has given to the game in what seems like forever.
Yeah.
Because Rogue One is a reinforcement priority ship, right? So it has no reason to do anything else but sitting on the bench, which means you don't need to worry about relic investment in the pilots, the mods on the pilots,
stars on the ship.
The stars on the ship. You just on it. You don't even need to, and then nothing is tied to the reinforcement ability, so it doesn't even need to be 5 stars. It just has to sit there on your profundity lineup.
Yeah,
it's not going to do anything meaningful once the battlefield enters. Besides, have that cooldown reduction to reinforce Cassian's U-wing, and hopefully you blow up the board. And so it's it's just free candy. If you have a pulse and you play this game and you log in once in the 7 days and do the marquee event and have the ship, and you happen to have the Profundity fleet, you're now going back to immediately dunking on every Executor lineup that we've ever seen.
Yeah.
And so it's just which I'm cool with. I'm okay with it. But it's just really kind of it's just I don't. My bigger concern actually is what does the B-wing do? Because that's where I'm like,
that is a big question. I'll be honest, because it like the B-wing could take out capital ships. Not literally in the game, but its lasers was designed for capital ship destruction. So it makes it sound like, if anything, it's going to be an offensive unit.
well,
right?
hold on. You're talking about the prototype B-wing from the Rebels TV series, which they are heavily leaning into the idea of like episode 5 and 6, like time frame for that with everything that's come out. So my guess is going to be a standard Rebel B-wing.
That's less exciting.
It is less exciting, but the point of it is like, is it gonna do anything for Home 1? Because like and following up with that, why do we care? Like, it's one of those things where it's like I don't understand the rationale unless the entire purpose is to just put 2 new reinforcements with the profundity. But clearly the Rogue One is going to solve the profundity's problem versus the Executor.
It is. It's very strange. I will be honest, it is very strange, because like the Rogue One having an ability to reduce cooldowns on capital ships, to me, is just already strange. It's like, hang on, what? Why though? Like, it's a good ability, but why is it there? It feels very strange to me. So it's like, it's because that, like, to me, the only reason you would have a reinforcement that reduces the reinforcement cooldowns is so that you can get another ship on. And I'm like, it feels like you shouldn't need another ship, but I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too much into that. I know somebody was saying in my chat the other day that maybe I was reading it wrong, and it's not reducing the cooldowns of your ship, but increasing the cooldowns of the opponent's ship so they can't reinforce. And I was like, maybe, but it's worded really badly if that's it. Well, maybe it's not worded badly and I'm just a moron. Who knows? Definitely thoughts. But yeah, I'm just happy. I'm happy it's here, because even if it has caused more upset again in the fleet meta, I'm just so glad that the punishing one is getting punished. It's just, I feel I had it coming.
I think you might have misread that, because it says if the enemy capital ship is Empire, while Rogue One is active or in reinforcements, non-capital ship enemies are immune to cooldown reduction.
Yeah, that's not what I'm talking about. The reinforcement ability I'm talking about.
The reinforcement ability. If the enemy ship is Empire, increase the cooldowns of non-capital ship enemies by 1.
No.
Well, that's a double negative on that, isn't it?
Hang on, I need to find the kit. I'll figure out what I was.
Profundity if the profundity is the capital ally ship, reset the cooldowns of call reinforcements.
That's what I'm looking at.
And if the enemy capital ship is not Sith,
you get
increased download by 20%. So what's the
So is that reset the cooldown? Is that resetting your cooldown, or is it increasing? Is it maxing out the cooldown on the opponent's cooldown?
You reset the cooldown of call reinforcements, which is the assumption is that it's talking about yours.
Yeah. So that means you can double reinforce. It's not saying your opponent has their call reinforcements maxed out so they can't reinforce.
Yeah, so it's basically doing what the Ghost does or the Phantom does for the fleet.
So that's the part that confuses me, because that's what I thought it was doing. And then someone was saying, no, to me it reads like the enemy capital ships gets their cooldowns reset on call reinforcements so they can't reinforce, which, is something.
Reset the cooldown always means goes to 0. They've never really done the opposite of like anytime that you're increasing the cooldown, Glat, when they have hers, it says set the cooldown to its max.
Yeah.
Which is like, that's the opposite end of the spectrum. So it's different wording as far as I would take it. So otherwise, I would assume that it's talking specifically about your fleet when you're doing this. So basically, it's just saying under Rogue One, under Home One, I wouldn't reset its reinforceability to 1, but I would under the profundity, which basically just tells me that Ghost and Phantom are going to go back to the Rebel fleet, which is what I'm thinking is their plan with the B-Wing, is to put it with Home 1 and then try to do something interesting with that. But I don't know what they're going to do, because I don't know how you help that fleet without putting the Millennium Falcon back there.
Nope, me neither.
I really don't. I don't know what you're going to do with that to make that any kind of viable. It's not a fleet that it needs TM looping, and it means you basically need to have the B-Wing assist every time, and then it has to have target lock and TM pushing. And I just looking at this going like, I don't know if this is gonna be the Ravenclaw all over again, where it's just like, well, if Home 1 is your capital ship, if Home 1 is this and Home 1 is that and Home 1 is this, it's like, if it doesn't go with the Home 1, it sucks.
Yeah,
and it's just like, all right,
that definitely is the long and short of that one.
Yeah, but why are we trying to elevate the Home 1 fleet against what? Like, are we just not happy it can't be anything on offense anymore, and so now we're putting something else out to make it better? Or are we looking at the fact that nobody's putting a shitty enough fleet on defense that the Home 1 fleet can be used?
I mean, it would have to be pretty niche. Pretty niche. Yeah. So that's the one thing it's not the one thing. It's one of the many things that really confused me. The first thing that confused me about this new update with all the stuff that's coming is, what the fuck? All of it, well, basically every single unit. I was like, what? I beg pardon? Like, yeah. Rogue One. Who thought we would get the Rogue One? Who thought we would get a B-Wing? Who thought we would get Zuckuss and Forlom? Who thought we would get the Stranger? Like, all of those individual units. I was like, the fuck? Like, I'm not saying I'm mad about it. I was just confused. It just seems like completely out of nowhere. It's
you like, know, in my defense, or in defense in general, it is precisely what I have been asking for. Is a content drop that has nothing to do with the current releases. And for the most part, it is correct, except for the Acolyte, which is the most tangential release we're probably going to get. But I mean, for a lot of people, this next episode, not necessarily the era in general, but this next episode is going to be very light for a lot of players. So you're not going to have to worry about the Galactic Challenges impacting as much stuff, because you have to be able to well, you don't have to worry about taking the fleet unit, right? Like, so if it's a ground Galactic Challenge, you're not gonna have to worry about that. So it's gonna allow for more things, I guess.
Honestly, the best thing that I'm liking about this new era is that it's got 2 ships, which basically means that's a whole month where I don't have to spend any relic mats. Like, that's great. Like, that's a whole month. That's 2 marquees where I'm not like, oh, I've got to relicate something new. I'm like, ooh, I get to hoard those, apart from the fact that Maz is coming, of course. But that's neither here nor there. It gives me a little bit of reprieve from relicking up characters.
She's still 3 weeks out, though, so you got time.
Yeah, it'll be mostly there.
The B-Wing will release the same time she comes out.
Yeah,
but it's nice change. I don't know what they're gonna do with Zuckuss and Forlom, though. That's where my brain is like trying to figure out why. Because it's like, why? Like, what are they like? Until I see tags, like like we said earlier, if they end up being mercenaries, that'd be kind of cool. And they kind of build out Balin's team a bit more and make him more reliable and not so dependent on Kron's, and fill in some gaps into his power levels, then okay, fine, sure, you have a use for them. Yeah. But like, outside of that, like, bounty hunters as a faction have not been like viable outside of like the tangential influence they have with Jabba in like what feels like years.
Yeah. If you exclude Jabba, bounty hunters have lost a lot of relevance. If you exclude Jabba and the fact that they have ships, or at least there's some ships that we use with Executor
the 5 that have ships. Yeah.
Yeah, and even then, when we say the 5, you know, to a certain degree, these days with Fleet, I guess you can even say, which sounds really weird, that Houndstooth isn't all that needed, or Boba Fett isn't all that needed. You don't really need the Slave One anymore because a lot of it is triple attacker, but they haven't had the same relevance they used to. Because we used to have a lot of fun with like Boss Lead when Mando came out and Grief came out, and then mixing it up with like Aura Singh Lead to try and get a quick insta kill on someone like Gas. Or I remember there was a time as well where people were using that sort of team to take out Cat in a JMK team just to get rid of her and deliberately 2-tap JMKs. So you do like an Aura Singh Lead to kill Cat with an insta kill, and then you'd throw in Gas afterwards. Like weird stuff like that. You don't really get that anymore.
Ray Rock's point is that the last time we really used bounty hunters was Fennec versus Vader, and then once they basically made that team bounty hunter proof, it's just like, well, I guess we'll just forget about our bounty hunters and move along with their lives.
So I would really like it if they were mercenaries and they just went elsewhere. I heard some people talking about what if they go ahead and lift Aphra a bit and give her a proper 5-man dark side team to work with.
She needs droids. If you want to lift Aphra,
Forlom is a droid, right? He's a protocol droid.
I guess, yeah, that would be.
I think
feasible. I mean, you could. I mean, the same way you could call frickin' what's his nuts, 3PO and Chewie a droid.
Yeah.
But or whatever. I mean, sure, that's possible. They could be lifting Aphra. She does need it desperately.
Yeah.
She just has to steal too many things to be decent. Like
that's the problem. Yeah.
Yeah. Like she needs B2 for the reactive turns just to get the debuffs out and to kind of build up the things. And then she doesn't really have a solid tank, which is kind of unfortunate. So I mean, I'm fine with that too. If they want to throw Aphra +2 or Balin +2, I would take either option. Just don't tell me that bounty hunters are getting some unneeded love to just go sit on the bench and collect dust.
Getting some unneeded love and then still not doing anything. I mean, this almost feels like the comeuppance. It's like, maybe you can beat Malevolence.
I mean, it is one of the most consistently placed defensive teams on the GAC board.
Yeah, don't come at me with logic, Garth. All right.
But in the same vein, it's like the resistance fleet still has like a 15% fail rate from it, because depending on the lineup, if you just happen to catch every evade from spy, you just lose, or you lose a lot of banners, one of the two. If you have a strong relics in your resistance, you can come back, but the otherwise you just lose a ton of banners getting it drawn out.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm kind of interested to see what they do with them. Kind of interested, but I can also wait. I'm actually more intrigued about the B-Wing. I'm more intrigued about what that's going to actually bring and what fleet it's supposed to go for. Because
two options, really, right?
Well, there are literally two options, yeah. Well, there could be a secret number 3. I don't see them doing a new Rebel capital ship.
Or Resistance B-Wing, which I'm highly doubting.
Could you imagine the Uno reverse card? It's like, it's like the whole Ray 5 thing. It's like, it's a B-Wing. It's not Luke's X-Wing. It's Ray. And now this one's going to be a Resistance B-Wing, and Holdo's fleet will still suck because they're like, you know what? We realized we got to Holdo's ultimate too quickly with this, so we had to nerf it into basically uselessness. Congratulations. It's going to be great.
I find that kind of funny that they had to nerf the Star Fortress. But the thing is, too, is that it's not even that great of a tank. Like it.
No, it seems squishy as hell.
Its whole thing, right, is the getting the 5 stacks, a sweet spot on somebody, and then counterattacking into them and regenerating the health and protection back. Because there's not a lot of heal immunity in every fleet, and so it's like they can kind of get through it. And there's a lot of cleansing with the resistance fleet, so they can kind of work around it. But I mean, it takes so long to get to those stacks, and then if they don't have a solid, constant taunting tank, then you're just counterattacking everybody with nose 5 stacks a sweet spot, and then you're not doing anything. Like I'm just not super excited about the character or the unit, but I mean, it does well enough. It does a thing. I'll see what the B-Wing does and see if it's worth even trying to, like, I think all it might do is say, hey, instead of the Resistance as your third ship on fleet defense, now you're going to put the Rebel fleet back on there instead. And that's about as far as it goes.
Well, maybe because that was one of the things, if say the B-Wing goes on the Profundity, right? And say, I know this sounds really weird, say it just replaces the Millennium Falcon, and the Millennium Falcon goes back to the Home 1. It's like, even if you do that, I still don't think it moves the needle too much for Home 1. Like, it would be better than what it's currently looking at, but it still wouldn't be great, I don't think.
Well, it circles back to the same old problem too, right? Is because the Y-Wing solved a really critical tanking issue for the Rebel fleet. And so Millennium Falcon and Y-Wing kind of live side by side because of they need those calls to assist. Biggs is just not, his staying power is not as consistent. You need to be
made of paper.
You need to be constantly inflicting target locks to keep his staying power viable.
I mean, it might just be me with my lowly Relic 5 Biggs, but I feel like Biggs is like one mass assist away from being death from full health and protection anyway. Like, it doesn't feel like he's got staying power anyway, you know?
Yeah.
So, and you know, maybe that's different when you've got like an R8 Biggs or something, but it's better with the full, 6E modding and being a couple relic levels higher, you stay around a little bit longer. But again, his gimmick is recovering protection when target locks are inflicted, and so it's like if you have to take too many assists, and that's the other thing too, is that as the meta has shifted over the course of fleet development, there's a lot more fleets that have a lot of assisting that goes through, and so it's like Biggs was annoying when you could do one attack per turn, and then the Rebels could get more target lock in between turns, and now it's just like, well, I can mass assist you with like 4 of the meta fleets and just outright delete you off the board before you're even a problem. Yeah, it's totally true. Totally true. Yeah, it's weird. So I like that B-Wing being there really threw me for 6. I was like, where is that supposed to go? What is that supposed to do? Because I don't feel like the Profundity needs the extra reinforcement. And unless it is legendary levels of powerful, and being like, it would have to be very specifically designed for Home 1. Like, it would need to be very powerful to do anything to that fleet, is what I'm trying to say. Unless it has some, I don't know, they create some weird synergy with the Raven's Claw with that makes the Home 1 really good somehow. But again, the second point would be, like, why though? What's that supposed to bring?
Yeah.
Why do we need another elevating mid-tier, fucking ship? We've already got a lot of ships, a lot of fleets in the game right now, and only 3 zones, 3 fleets to tackle on offense and defense for GAC at Kyber. So it's like, what's the purpose of it exactly?
Well, maybe we're finally getting that 4th fleet added to GAC in the Kyber division, and they just want to give us that extra 10 battles of or 10 minutes of GAC action.
They're like, fuck it. We're skipping 4. We're going straight to 5, guys. 5 fleets on defense. Good luck.
Oh my god. Is there even that many capital ships?
I think isn't there 11 capitals? Is that right? Let me count.
Yeah, there's 11.
So there you go. You've got breathing room for 1 drop.
Yeah, which I mean, but the thing is too is like effectively splitting the Galactic Republic fleet is taxing. Effectively splitting the Empire fleets is taxing. Effectively splitting the Rebel fleet might be easier in a month, but still, I don't know what Home 1's going to do outside of whatever.
Yeah.
You know, Finalizer and Radis, they're their own thing. Executor, Malevolence, Leviathan are their own thing. So it's like it just comes down to like all you're hoping for is that somebody drops versus something like mid-tier challenging. Like, well, I mean, no one's gonna be dropping versus Executor in like a week. Like,
Well, not if you've unlocked a marquee unit to 3 stars.
well, I mean,
A marquee ship.
it just won't be during this GAC because the marquee event goes live. Well, no, it goes live
Tuesday.
literally right before lock-in
So
finalizes.
you should
So,
be
yeah,
able to. Should be able to lock it in, yeah. So time
you should be
to
able to
change
lock
up
it
your defenses, guys. Bring that Executor off defense.
Yeah, because Executor's not going to do shit anymore. And so it's like, all right. Well, and then the Leviathan changes. I think more people are going to be less. Well, they're already, I know, but they're going to be less inclined to keep the Leviathan on defense because people are just going to mirror it more and more frequently. Like I'll take the gamble on 3-banner loss versus having next to nothing in my roster that can do it cleanly.
Yeah,
I guess is the big thing because like the Leviathan Executor counters now, if you're not using meta, you know, you quickly slide down into the low 60s.
Yeah,
on banners. So
yeah, it's weird. It's definitely gonna change the fleet meta. Like we've got people asking for best fleet defense. Honestly, in my opinion, the best fleet defense is to take everything for offense and just win. Like it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't try and trip people up on fleets. It's better to just try and score high and banners. That's like I've literally I've only had Executor on defense in terms of meta fleets for months because an Executor can sap banners and can get you a win if you get RNG in your favor, and then just take all of your best fleets for offense then and just be like, yeah, I'll 72 to 77 banner win every fleet battle.
Yeah. Well, and the caveat, of course, is basically it's just saying if your opponent has the Profundity unlocked and has the new Rogue One ship, the Executor will go back to getting dunked on by the Profundity.
Well, see, this is the interesting thing, right? Now, I don't know if it's just me, but I'm wondering how valuable the Rogue One is going to be, even outside of the Punishing One, because part of its unique doesn't seem to be tied to using the Profundity, and that's the ability that stops the Punishing One from reducing its cooldowns. So that's kind of useful. So on his unique, if the enemy capital ship is Empire while Rogue One is active or in reinforcements, non-capital enemies are immune to cooldown reduction. That's not tied to the ship being Profundity. It's a separate paragraph. So I'm wondering if that works on any fleet, which is kind of useful because you can still you can stop the Punishing One from getting to that death mark really quickly.
Yeah.
That's still good. Like, that's still useful. That's useful in a mirror match in Executors. So, gives you a big advantage, truth be told. But I don't know if it does actually work. I need to check the mechanics.
It's going to be a clause to see if it's still umbrellaed by the first part.
Yeah. Is it a child of the parent requirement?
Does that opening sentence with the little colon there mean the entirety of the ability?
Yeah. So let's see.
I am going to need to take a short reprieve.
Okay, no problem.
I will be back in a few minutes.
No problem. I'm just going to check the cooldown reduction on that in the mechanics to see what it says. For all ally enemy side who are alive, when the effective tag does not have the tag unique ability Rogue One ship Empire reduction immunity, effect is unresistible, applies an immunity effect to the target description, cooldown recovery. So it makes them immune to that, and that is self-capital. It's not a child of that. Not a child of it being the Profundity, but that doesn't mean that it's not reliant on it. Because coding works in weird ways. Because they've also got that breach immunity. So if those two are for all ally side affiliation rebels, self is alive, that will execute based on that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think so, Tribe. I don't think so. So we'll find out next week anyway, and I will be doing a giveaway for that. It's already part of my video, in fact, so I should be putting out a video either on Monday or on Tuesday to announce the winners. If you haven't already entered into that one, you'll have to go back and check my kit reveal video on said Rogue One. Be subscribed to my YouTube channel and leave your ally code in the comment section. I will be drawing winners for that probably tomorrow when I make the video. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for that. You win in a lot more because of Executor on defense. Yep, Executor wins matches. It's kept my altar count, in fact, has had Executor on defense ever since I unlocked it, and it's never been beaten. Which is wild, because I've had opponents with like 9 million GP. Most of them don't try, even though, you know, they win more battles than I do because my ground game is nothing. So if I can't clear, or if I drop a battle and then I can't clear their fleet, it's usually game over. It's going to be the Bane kit problem all over again. What, too powerful? Reads as though it lasts after death, does not, in fact, last after death, which makes him not so great of a sea lifter. Yeah, it was a weird thing, that was. Like, it was the giving all those immunities to sea, right? The immunity to heal immunity and is it ability block and shock and all that sort of business. That was so vitally important to make sea a viable attacker against certain powerful teams, and then it got taken away. So particularly against JMK, which is really disappointing because, like we've all discussed, it's kind of lowered the reasons or taken away reasons to use Bane with C, which is, you know, right now I'm sure a lot of people don't really mind because they like using Bane on offense because he's a fun offensive character, right? But I still would have liked to have seen C get a little bit loving. Poor old man. Poor old man. But yes, I would like very much to do some testing with the new Rogue One when it comes out. I'm looking forward to that. It should be one of those fleets that's actually just viable at 3 stars like we were talking about before, which is amazing. Really, really good. If the Profundity is the ally capital ship, reset the cooldowns of core reinforcements, and if the enemy capital ship is not Sith, increase download by 20%. Yeah, weird. You've never used Bane with C. It's so much fun to use. I mean, I have used him. There are some counters that are better with Bane when Bane is with C, but they're very few and far between. And most of the times, you want to be able to take advantage of the fact that Bane can pretty much tackle anything that he wants on offense, anything at all, which is really nice. Permanent Tenacity Up is going to be a pain against Levy trying to land its 15 debuffs. True. I mean, that's what gave Leviathan, gave the Profundity the opportunity to defeat Leviathan teams anyway. We were using the Mark 6 Interceptor to pass Tenacity Up to the whole team, right? So you'd start off with a basic, you pass it over to the Outrider. Outrider uses second special, AoE Tenacity Up. Then we would call the first reinforcement being the Mark 6 Interceptor. More Tenacity Up, right? So with the Rogue One now doing that, pretty nifty. Pretty nifty. I would say that is useful. Obviously, they realized how powerful that would be against the Leviathan, and that's why they got the additional buff to the Leviathan to stop all the attacks and assists. The attack agains and assists. So, yeah, it's a bit of a pain. Bit of a pain. Just reading through the kit again now. Rebel allies recover 20% protection and gain Tenacity Up for 2 turns, and if the enemy capital ship was Empire at the start of battle, inflict accuracy down on the target enemy for 2 turns, which can't be resisted. Profundity's allied capital ship, reduce the cooldown of all rebel allies by 1. That's really, really nifty. So yeah, that spoofed clearance codes. It's got a cooldown of 3, but you use it, reduces your own cooldowns. Booyah! Cooldown of 2, so you get to use it every other turn for perpetual Tenacity Up. Really, really nice. Yeah, that's going to be super, super useful. You know, it's just, that ship in general is just such an antithesis to Executors. It just does everything it possibly can to ruin Executors. what's Rogue One's reinforcement? So his reinforcement is inflict heal immunity on all enemies for 2 turns, which can't be evaded or resisted. If Profundity is your capital ship, reset the cooldowns of core reinforcement. And if the enemy's capital ship is not Sith, increase download by 20%, which is your ult. If the enemy capital ship is Empire, increase the cooldowns of all non-capital ship enemies by 1. So it's pretty decent reinforcement, truth be told. You know, I am still confused about the reset of the cooldowns. Getting quicker to ult is really, really nice, obviously. If that was available versus Levy, oh my lord. Oh my lord.
Just eat, skeet, delete.
Yep. It would be such a quick ult. Keep thinking Rogue One is a way of improving the RNG nonsense on later TB light side ship nodes, which aren't terribly exciting. No, I mean, you know, I'll take it. I'll take anything that makes TB a little bit more bearable. But really, the dark side is the dark side that needs some sort of improvement there in terms of fleet for TB.
But it's only like the phase 1, right?
I hate both of them. There's 2 fleet phases, right? Phase 1 and phase 2.
Yeah. But I guess this is more of a my perspective, not really a game wide perspective. But like for a lot of people, like phase 1's pretty easy to. Again.
Yeah,
towards the later part of the game. Yeah, just not do. You can max it with pure GP and
with your GP-ness. Yeah.
But I get that it's not everybody. I understand that, but it's one of those things.
Phase 1 is my favorite phase. It's like, hey, do the special mission and deploy. It's like, yeah.
Well, the best part about the special mission on that one is that, you know, you don't need to even wait for platoons. You just can go do it.
Yeah.
Because the platoons for that planet only impacts the fleet battle, which you're not doing.
I usually go in with Spectre on that one. I go in Spectre and I hit auto and I come back in 25 minutes because the battle takes so long. But hey.
Oh, I do Ray, Cat, and
what?
What?
Is it what? Or are you asking me what?
No. No. I use Ray Cat and God, what's the droid's name? What is her name?
The
L337. Jesus Christ.
L3.
Yeah.
L3.
I'll use that as the team, and that autos it in about 4 minutes, and I just
I
don't give a shit. It's a joke, but yeah, I think for a lot of people, the problem exists and they should do something about it. But I think at the same time, they're not going to do much about it because it's a problem guilds grow out of. And for most people, I'm doubting it's going to be the make or breaker on their guild for
probably
maxing out that star on a certain phase or whatever. So I would love to see some sort of change than just waiting for RNG luck to go your way, but sorry.
No, I usually just ignore the TB fleet. Only on dark side, granted, because they are useful. They are useful on light side and mixed because the territory points are much higher than ground game. So yeah, if we could get anything, any sort of quality of life thing from CG, it would be, for me, it would be like, can we make TB suck less time out of me? I would like to be able to just be like, hey, look, guys, we've clearly 3-starred these planets for the first time, you know, every first couple of phases, like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, I think we just 3-star everything. You can just sim it to 3-star now. Thank you very much. Good night. That would be lovely. That would be lovely. I would be on board with that. Less sucking. Yes, exactly. We would like less sucking in general. I don't mind if they make me play the special missions and the unlock missions for like Zepho and Mandalore, but it gets to a point when you're like, there are like 15 combat missions that I need to do right now, and I don't want to do them.
Yeah. Well, and depending on your guild too, there's always a certain, depending on what you're breaking for stars, there's always going to be a phase or two where you just are balls the walls. Everyone has to get every available CM.
It's like phase 2 and phase 3 for us. It's all in.
I think for So we 6-star phase 1 and phase 2, and then phase 3 we take a massive back seat because we don't do Zepho and we don't do Dathomir on phase 3. Those get weighted behind, so it's just Tatooine and Kashyyyk, and then that's a joke. It's so easy to do that. We can plow through that really quickly. If we went a little harder, we could probably max out Zepho the same day.
Yeah,
but,
we leave Zepho till really late now. Like Zepho is like phase 5 or 6 for us. I can't remember.
Well, because you're getting a lot of GP out of doing that cow mission repeatedly.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing with Mandalore too. Is that but that one's a harder one to do because it's all R9s on Mandalore for that particular mission.
Yeah, I don't have R9 Mandos, so I guess I'm the scuttlebutt on that one. I'm dragging the team down by refusing to R9 my Poe Mando team.
Yeah, I've thought about doing it, but I've just every time I'm like, we could do more for this, and I'm like, yeah, but
why?
Our guild needs to like really buckle down and go hard in the paint on CMs to even get close to 44 stars. And I can't care enough. It's just you get to a certain junction in TB where like you hit that star plateau where it's just like clawing for that extra star is either you need an extra like 1,000 CMs over the course of TB to make it work, or you need like everyone to go up by 2 million GP. And just like, all right, well, if that's what you love to do in TB, just keep changing guilds to go with people that are doing higher and higher and that take it super seriously.
Yeah.
But
until you get to the 40s where it will start to really slow down.
Yeah, I've been an officer too long, and I just was like, it's fun to have guild group activities, but it's also just like it's a lot of work for not a ton of payback for it, especially for the officers for orchestrating the entire thing. You know, if everybody had all the platoons available every phase, then it's a lot easier to just have 5 people go in and roster dump on platoons, and then everybody else go do their CMs with all their perfect R9 teams or whatever else. But
yeah,
man alive, I just and I've got tons of TB Amis, which make it fun. I do like some of the TB Amis. They're more fun, but I mean, still, it's just.
That's another ancillary benefit of Rogue One and B-Wing is that's a couple of Amis that we saved there.
Yeah, we won't need to throw any Amis on ships, I hope and pray.
Oh, God, could you imagine?
I guess there is no Ami announced. We've already seen the kit for Rogue One, so there's no Omicron there, but I wouldn't be like massively surprised. Yeah, the B-Wing could have something. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
I'm grateful for the next episode because it gives us a lot of time to just slack off and do what we want and collect our materials and kind of recuperate a little bit.
Yeah.
The only thing that I'm a little intrigued by, I guess, as a way to phrase this is, this era starts, technically about 2/3 the way through September. And so each era is approximately 28 days, or each episode, sorry.
Episode is.
And so we basically know that
2 episodes.
We got 2 episodes. So that carries us basically through the middle of November. And then we still technically have enough time for approximately 2 more episodes before the end. So I wonder if they cut this era short to then do a holiday era in addition to a short era. I guess I don't know why. I guess I don't want to commit to everything coming out beyond the next 2 months then, but I feel like there's not going to be anything happening really over
Christmas
the holidays because they were adamant about that last year.
Yeah.
Like 30 days of just nothing.
It was like
drop, and it was radio silence
for
a month.
Adios.
Yeah.
It was like from the 15th, wasn't it? 15th of December, they just disappeared and we didn't see them until... Well, I think we got the comeuppance as the first thing. Was it? No. It wasn't the comeuppance, was it? It was
no, it
you went
was the
straight to
Bad
Bad Batch. Yeah.
Yeah, straight to
Yeah.
Bad Batch.
Comeuppance was the year before. Apologies.
Yep.
Hello, Ricardo. Thank you, buddy. Yeah. So it is weird. It is weird because it feels deliberately like they've stopped something. Because I thought for sure we were going to get Force Awakens content, and now I'm like, what are they going to do? It's weird. Unless we have a really long break, which wouldn't be terrible.
Something else I'm not upset about.
You're telling me you didn't want to have Snoke? God.
I mean, again, it's one of those things where it's like, if they were going to do Snoke, he would either be a legendary conquest unit, and we have Khmer, or not really Khmer. We have the Stranger, and I don't even know what they're going to do with that. Are we going to finally make what's her nuts? Actually, honest to God, no, that doesn't work either. What are they going to do with him?
With Snoke? Sea Lifter.
No,
clearly.
with a Stranger, because I was thinking Ufu, right? And you could do Ufu. Is the Stranger a Sith?
I mean, he says there are some that can call me a Sith.
Well, yeah, but why did we call him the Stranger and not Khmer? Like, we know,
so they can open themselves up to make a character called Khmer later. I don't know why they do anything.
Well, same reason they called Captain Silvo.
Yeah, not Jod.
Not Jod Narudu or whatever the hell it is.
Jod Narudu.
So it's like, I'm just like, my brain stretches for like, where does he place? Does he lift Starkiller? But if he's Sith, he can't lift Starkiller because you have Palpatine as your Sith. So if he's also Sith, he can't lift. Huh?
They can't make him. Well, I mean, they could make him Ufu. They'll just have to make him not work with Seer. Because if he's Ufu, he's Conquest, he's Triple Omni. Yeah. You can't put more Omnis on that Ufu team.
No. Make him TW base and put him with Seer. And then Seer has a TW team that she doesn't need because she already has Cal and ATF.
Cal, ATF, Juhani.
But
that's already a monstrous team.
Yeah, people are talking about having him be a solo unit. I don't think that's going to be the case either. I don't think that's a way to sell him. And I don't know what he would do as a solo unit. He's not.
He would kill Jedi Vanguards. Poor Mace.
Dude, yeah. Honest to God, what a dumb show. I love how in 1v1 combat, Soul kicks his ass, but 1v20 and homie just like, smoke all you bitches.
So the story can happen.
Yeah,
Garth, you know how it is. It's.
I love that pitch meeting. That is like the epitome. That is the epitome of Star Wars writing for a lot of their shows. Andor excluded, because even Skeleton Crew has a little bit. Skeleton Crew is written a little bit better, but Andor it doesn't really follow that as much. It still has it, but Acolyte is literally just like, well, we went this way. Why? So the plot can happen. Oh,
so
okay.
The story can happen. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to get all the way off my back about that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm interested to see what they do with it. But again, it's one of those characters that I'm just like, I hope that's all we're getting from the Acolyte, because I am immediately checked out with anything else. Like, nothing from the Acolyte interests me at all. And the other thing too is sidestepping, the Acolyte in general is, I was talking about this with Ranger, is like, if we kind of go back to the normal pattern of things, that means the next era of next year is going to be diving right back into raid teams again. And I'm really, really, really hoping that's not the case.
Okay. Do you just really like this raid?
Compared to the previous one, yes. I
actually think this raid is good. I think it's a fun raid.
The fact that I can finish this raid in like under 10 minutes and my main account, I don't even have to remod. My alt account, I do, just because, you need somebody to take that third turn before they just unload and execute a Jedi. But, outside of that, it's pretty simple on both accounts to be done like under 10 minutes. and I would take that for another year and a half, then immediately start dumping on us for new raid teams. But I don't know. I'm curious to see what the plan is for going into the next year cycle, because it's like if eras are dominated by pumping out raid teams, I just don't think we're gonna do anything fun. Like we're just gonna constantly.
When we're gonna have time to do other things, unless Karth, I don't know if you might be missing it, bro. This next era is the fun era. And just because it's not fun to you, Karth, all right? It could be fun.
Hey, no. This next era literally gives me what I've been asking for, which is a break from following the current TV shows.
So there you go.
I am getting what I asked for. I should have been more specific.
I want good stuff.
I want Galen Merrick, and I want Proxy, and I want Juno Eclipse. I want Ram Koda. I want those characters. I want some more.
And you want a whole Delta squad.
I do. I want a whole light side Delta squad, please and thank you.
Good.
But I mean, I'm okay with the break. I'm concerned that if we get stuck in this pattern of like constantly trying to develop new teams for the raid, that we just get stuck in a content loop that's hard to break.
We could take a step back, and I know this is unlikely, but CG could make a raid that doesn't require like 2 full eras worth of brand new marquees. They could just give us 1.
3? You mean 3?
No, it was 2. It was Bad Batch, and it was
Bad Batch, Clones, Jedi Vanguard, Pirates.
I forgot about the pirates. You didn't even need the pirates, to be fair. But yeah, could we maybe just have like 1 of the eras be for the raid, and then they can just throw in some useless crap that nobody has relicked, and then we can get new characters for stuff that's not required for the raid. That would be okay.
Or just, do CG things and make conquest units that are going to lead. You need them to lead your raid teams, and without them, you can't max it.
Yeah.
And then just then make conquest, because that's what they've said before, is conquest units don't really adhere to the era structure per se. They will have some that correlate, but not always need to be a part of whatever the era is doing. Like Maz correlates with the era of the piracy, but what was before Maz? That was
Ithana. Oh, Smee.
No, that was Smee. Oh yeah, well that's still correlated. What was before that?
Now you're testing me. I don't know.
I don't know either.
My brain doesn't go that far back, Karth. I'm sorry.
My brain. Oh, it was still in the raid. Okay, so they all happen to be, I guess, raid related conquest units.
Maz, fucking Smee, Jocasta 3. That's 9 months worth of conquest.
Oh my god, yeah. I would like to see something not raid related. Like I don't care if we keep this raid for like a full 2 years from now. If we can just do something different. Yeah. Well, no, we finally have our pirate raid team. Air quotes.
Yeah.
This raid's fine. There's not a lot of RNG into it. You invest, you get your rewards. The teams that you're investing into are pretty good. Mace Jedi Vanguard's pretty solid. Hondo's good. It's just, let's get past the crazy FDCs of the previous set. And then I think you'll watch everyone be like, oh my God, he's so overpowered and I just can't kill him. And just like, well, welcome to Hondo. And then, we'll go from there. But I just don't want to get stuck in a raid content cycle where it's like,
that's fair.
You have to get them. You have to take them to max. You have to do all this stuff because the next raid's coming. And if you don't get a part of it, then you're just going to be sucking dick for nickels.
The problem, I guess, with that is that with the way the error system currently is like, hey, how about them error battles though? And you're like, oh, I'm fucking good at keypads, dry brains, and omicrons. I'm gonna online the whole fucking faction. Yeah, so it feels like I'm doing it anyway. Like I'm just gonna fucking. I mean, granted, it might not be the whole 5 gamut. It might just be, if I can get away with just doing 1R9, I will. But still, those error battles, they know how to get me. They know how to get me good.
Well, I mean, and the thing is too, though, is that in reality, is that if you were in a position to where you were being encouraged to do so, I don't think you would be as inclined.
Oh God, no! Like
to
if I
R9
wasn't
the air battles.
if I wasn't Scribe Gaming of Scribe Gaming YouTube fame, you know, massive, hugely famous and popular and very, very, very rich, clearly, very rich from all of my YouTube endeavors, I would not be spending on this game. I'd still be free to play. Like I would still be free to play and probably complaining. But no. I you know, this game is still my job, and proceeds from this game prop up my account. So that's why it matters less to me, I guess. But you know, I appreciate most people are not in that book, not in that position.
Yeah, I'm just of the mindset to a degree of just like, hey, you know, if you weren't doing that, and you wouldn't need them as much because you wouldn't be R9ing as frequently, and you'd be able to kind of like sidestep the rewards and just be able to deal with what they have. But for me, it's like the only reason I ended up R9ing them wasn't because the era battle. It was like I R9 them because they're a raid team, and that was going to be my shtick. And then, you know, it just happened that it's the way the cookie crumbled. But otherwise, I don't love the trend of like, well, if you just R9 everything, well, the second we release it, and I'm like, you know what, I'd love to R9 some of the shit in the back of my roster that just needs some TLC. That would be kind of cool. Like, hey, man, I'd love to get my Sith trio to Relic 9, and I'd love to do a couple other teams to Relic 9.
I would like to R9, you know, like my Rey, my Jabba,
your Bane,
my Slacker. Well, I won't have a choice on that soon enough, but yeah. So yeah, I feel you, and that's why I'm happy about these upcoming marquees. But Carthrick, I hate to break it to you, but we should probably look at Tribe Talks questions.
We should.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it in Huggies. Okay, Bubba Joe has come with a library of questions.
All right, so skip to the bottom one.
So skip all of Bubba Joe's questions. Thank you, Bubba Joe. I appreciate you. No, come on. Yeah. I have sensed, using Hondo's extrasensory detection, that some people are disappointed with the newest and clearly most galactically famous, just ask him, addition to Galaxy of Heroes. If you were the lead designer, would you do any of the following? Make pirate TM gains unpreventable. Let's address these one at a time. If we were the game designer, would you make pirate TM gains unpreventable?
No.
Agreed.
That's
he doesn't need it.
It cuts off literally JMK, yeah. And it's the Kron that's stopping you, not the kids.
As soon as the Hodocron disappears, that's not actually an issue. Like JMK in general is not an issue. So I don't think that is an issue. Allow Hondo to ignore taunt, because obviously we could possibly be of any interest to Hondo since Hondo is a pirate king. Like, he does suffer with being unable to circumvent taunt. I do agree.
Well, the lightning rate allows you to a degree to circumvent it. It's just the problem is that in certain teams you don't have the lightning raid for a long enough window of time to be effective. It's like if you want to try to kill Cat, you need to put down JMK's cooldowns, which means you can't call the Masses into her and knock her down. Otherwise, she just gets DI'd and survives it.
And again, I feel like it's still kind of joint to that Hodocron being so incredibly bulky that in a lot of situations, without that Hodocron, you'd be able to mass assist and kill things turn one. Right? With it, the fact that they're gaining all that bonus protection when they hit those various health thresholds, it makes it almost impossible to get the most benefit out of Lightning Raid.
And the Hodocron has 80% health and 100% defense. You know,
exactly. Massive stat boosts.
It has some stat boosts that makes it a little bit of a horror. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a tricky thing to circumvent. So I think some of these issues that Bubba Joe is bringing is really tied to the current Datacron set. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
In also his defense is that in TW he will be able to ignore taunt with Smee's Omicron. So there that is there. I do agree. I think I wish they kind of had something a little bit more like Bad Batch, where Pirate King Hondo had an ability to mark somebody.
Yeah.
Because I still can't for the life of you understand where the little the little blue buff that comes up looks like potency. I don't know what it's for or what it does.
Well, profit. That's profit.
No. There's when you attack the enemy, you get the little blue icon like you do for target practice.
Oh, that's Smee, that is. So Smee does that. It's the first enemy to attack the leader. They get so he gets bonus stuff when he attacks that one. Yeah, so it's you hit my captain, I'm coming for you. Type thing.
I so rarely am able to target that. Well, so I guess my ability is I should allowed like either Smee or Hondo to target that character like in a retaliation kind of thing. But yeah, I just I can't ever target it. So I'm just like, well, it's cool that it's there, but I can't do anything with it. So I'm just gonna keep trying to kill whatever I can touch.
Yeah. That's
but yeah.
So the next part would be allow pirates attack assists to be unpreventable to deal with. Ezra, again, no. I think it's very important. Like a lot of this is, I feel like it's too embedded into the balance and matchmaking. Like completely, like it gets to a point where it's silly, right? You know, you've got a character that can't be assisted against, and now we're making an assist that can't be prevented. It's like,
I think
we're circumventing things.
If I remember correctly, the Kron will allow Vayne to call a mass assist on Ezra, though.
Well, just like how the Rolocron was doing it, but that was a bug on the Rolocron because it's been fixed now, hasn't it? But it was a thing.
But it's been a thing on multiple other Krons in the past as well. So I was just curious if it's still a pro. I haven't tested against a Galat yet with Hondo, but I know like the separatist Krons, any of the Krons that typically call and assist have been able to get around things that can't assist them. I know versus like Vayne, Ezra and Darth Vader, not Darth Vader, Darth Revan. It's been a thing. So it might be able to, but maybe they did finally fix that.
Okay. So the next one would be give the team more ways to purge debuffs, especially those that prevent assisting. I mean, potentially. I don't really feel like the assisting is too much of an issue. Like he does it quite a bit. Yeah, they could get dazed. I feel like he does say something else entirely. I feel personally there's a couple of things that are irritating. And they don't have enough enough dispels in general to get rid of stuff like tenacity up and stuff like that. It's like that sort of thing tends to frustrate me. The damage feels anemic, but that's only because the Datacron set, I feel. I don't know. What would you change, Garth? What would you change for Hondo?
Well, it's the last item is actually what I would probably do is give the profit stacks something to the other pirates, either a stat boost, a flat stat boost, or a mastery increase, or something to everyone besides him. Because honest to God, that's the hardest part about his character. It's just that the other guys don't really ramp as much, and so it's like even after you ult, it would even be better if his ult reduced the cooldowns permanently on his specials by 2, like they do with JML.
Oh yeah,
where you can kind of get a little bit more spammy with them. Then that would be a better effect. It's like if you ult with 100 stacks of profit, you permanently reduce all your cooldowns.
How about if you ult when all of your allies are alive, then permanently reduce the cooldowns on Pirate King Hondo's abilities by 1. Like so that to give you a reason to use it when you've not got dead units.
Because otherwise there's like, oh, look at that, I'm gonna go steal 3 buffs and put them on the rest of my team. It's like depending on who you're fighting, that ult may or may not. You're like, oh look, they already had those 3 buffs. I guess I'll just take them.
I've gone entire battles never using the ult because I'm just like, I don't need to use the ult. It's like, it's fine. and that feels a little bit like it saps away some of the joy. But that's more of. I know a couple of people. I don't know who must have suggested it because I had loads of people in my comments section talking about it. Was people were suggesting when he ults, apply lightning raid to all your allies, and that would be kind of cool because that would be like, one turn of lightning raid, ignore taunts. Yeah, why not? That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, that one I could get behind. I could deal with something like that. That would be interesting. At least a reason to use the alt, because right now it's like there's no reason. And then against the 2 GLs or 3 GLs that prevent revives anyway, it's like, what does it really?
Yeah.
Really matter.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so cool. Thank you so much for that. Moving on, we've got Rover over here with a question. First off, let's things get out of the way. Has Karth seen Skeleton Crew yet?
I was sitting down Friday night with my wife, and I almost put it on. I was going to put on.
But you went Disney to do the dishes instead.
I had Disney Plus up and everything, and I had the selection on Skeleton Crew, and then just she came down with her. I bought her a Nintendo Switch 2 for Christmas and gave it to her already. And so she came down and started playing Mario Kart, and I was just like, well, we aren't going to watch this, then I'm going to just put on some background noise that I don't give a shit about. And I went back to watching Bob's Burgers. So I was this close to actually watch what?
It. Sorry?
Bob's Burgers. It's an animated show.
Can't say I've seen it. So sorry, Rover, but no, Karth has not yet seen the Skelly Crew. Okay, so next question from him is, DCs, you probably talked about it by now, but let's see if you tick these boxes. Seems the stats of the Focus DCs are lower than previous sets. Although the new one's coming. I think there's one that's got decent stats. I can't remember which one it is.
They're also relatively lower requirement thresholds too.
Yeah. Is this a temporary change, or do we think this will be the new trend? Previous ones being a bit OP. Secondly, from the new set, which DC will you be going for if you can only choose one? Ooh. See, now I can't even remember the new set. So I know that there's like a Jawa one.
Well, are we talking FDCs or are we talking
just
FDCs?
Yeah.
Okay. Probably the Rogue one. One would be my first go-to. The Adred one. It looks pretty fun.
And it's designed to have Adred be a leader, not like, oh, your Adred's with your Leia. It's it's like it's designed around his leadership, right?
Yeah, but it still gives you some plug and play. You can probably use some of that mechanic under Leia or under even Rey with a Rebel support lineup underneath her. Granted, she does have her own ultimate charge.
She does.
Supercharged.
That's going to be a fun one. Yeah.
But she only needs to. It just needs to be her. So but it's a separate DC. So,
it is.
The short answer is that the current ones are getting cheaper to buy from the store and cheaper to upgrade, which I think part of that is just generic feedback from the community. If you've got to spend so much of your episode currency on just getting datacrons, you just ignore them at a certain point. You'd rather take the gear, the mats, everything else that comes with it. So I think part of that's listening to the player base. The other part of it is too, though, is that I think there was a real, these cost so much that nobody's investing in them either. So I think part of it's just listening to the player base and going, hey, we need to rein this in a little bit, because while they are guaranteed stats, they're infinitely better than most regular datacrons. They cost as much as 4 datacrons, and it's just when
heavy to invest in.
When most Kyber accounts are looking at, maybe 4 to 8 total regular datacrons of investment over the course of an entire 2 conquests, you're probably putting the bar a little too high. So I think it's the trend. They're going to just keep adjusting it to make it more available for the average player.
More accessible, more easier to get off the grounds with, because they were very expensive. And truth be told, a lot of the times just genuinely not worth going balls deep on. Like the Vadercron, for example. Darth Vader's
Oh my god.
That's
that
kind of garbage, to be honest. Like the stats are decent, to be honest. But the actual I appreciate what they were trying to do with it, but it just didn't have legs. It doesn't do enough. The team is still made of paper. There's not enough. It's definitely one of those things for an earlier account that you could have some fun with it. And I guarantee there's probably 4 million GP accounts that are having an absolute field day with that particular cron. But the reality is for the vast larger player base that interact with datacrons, it's just dead weight. It doesn't do enough. Yeah. So there you go then, Roy. So Roy, we've kind of answered this third point. We're talking about, the new era, the ships and the units. Thoughts of Stranger's kits and tags. I think he'll be Sith. Karth thinks he'll be online Force user potentially. And do
Watch
we think
him be
we'll
mercenary.
watch him be a mercenary. Do you think we'll get any more from the Acolyte? I don't think so, but I didn't think we would get the Stranger or Khmer.
I think there's enough player sentiment to bring in Khmer. I don't think there is enough to bring in the rest of the Acolyte without just a lot of people. Like, CG gets a lot of random shit for people not doing what they want when they want it done, but I think the Acolyte is universally detested enough to where they'll bring in more than likely just this character and skip it, because otherwise they would have done some of this content ahead of time.
Well, yeah, we would have seen it by now, and this next era would potentially have someone. Like, would it have Osha and May, or would it have Jackie? Would it have Yord? Like, I've talked about this before, but the only good thing about Yord coming to the game is that we'd get to kill him. Like,
not that we condone it, but just like the overall on the characters, like there was not really anybody.
He was insufferable as a person.
Well, yeah, so yes. Much of that was poorly written.
That being said, if they want to give the Stranger any sort of like abilities, can one of them be I do a backflip and break your neck? Like, because he's shown that he's willing to just full on snap necks. That I think that might be a bit too graphic for this game, but it was in a Disney show, so it's got to be in the Disney game.
Just have him jump behind somebody and then they just die immediately.
Yeah. So he'll have that ability, and he'll have the Jedi shish kebab ability, where he just impales 2 units, just force pulls them onto. Like his fights were cool. Like the fights in general were pretty cool. It's just everything else around it was pretty bad.
I think the duels were good for the Acolyte in most respects. There are a couple that were really kind of dumb because they were designed to be short duels, and like the drawn out ones were really, I think, kind of done well. But outside of that, it was just like you have 8 hours of show for like 20 minutes of enjoyment. It's just like, no, thank you.
Yeah. So final question then from Rover. He says, non-Star Wars related, as Skeleton Crew hasn't been watched yet. I like how he knows. He knows you haven't seen it, Karth. What would your recommendation be on a current series to watch, and why? What are you watching, Karth? Well, actually, I mean, you said Bob's Burger.
Oh, that's a cartoon. It's not like a drama series. It's just a cartoon. Man, actually, I mean, if you, I like Landman. That one's been pretty good.
Okay.
But I just like ones where it seems like the shows are written in a little bit more of a realistic sense.
What?
We
no space wizards.
I mean, not even space wizards. Just like, you're out where rubber meets the road, and not where you're not being philosophical about how things should be done. It's just like, well, this is how it gets done. So if you want to argue about it, go back to your office.
That's fair.
Fair. I don't know. I like that one. But outside of that, I don't watch a ton of news shows. I watch a lot of stuff on repeat because it's just background noise. If I watch a news show, I get a little bit focused, and I'll spend like the entire day powering through a series.
Yeah, Karth is embracing his inner ADHD, and he's like, I must post all of my focus onto this one thing, and we will binge watch it for 9 hours, and then I will never speak of it. I scratched that itch. I
watched CW's Arrow.
Oh yeah.
And I watched probably the first 2 seasons almost straight. I probably spent an entire day, got through most of the first season, and then watched almost all the second season the next day. Like, slept for like 4 hours in between.
Nice.
And then I hated where the plot went and left it.
I was going to say
never came back to it.
I was going to say Arrow, and I would argue even the same is true of the Flash. Those CW shows, they started off pretty strong, but the drop off was pretty quick and harsh. Like,
well, the narrative plot points became like such a dumb, like they didn't.
Barry's whole plot line is, oh my God, somebody's faster than me, but I get faster. And now somebody else is also faster than me, but I better run really quick, except for when, occasionally some average person can apparently hit me for no good reason. Although I'm faster than the speed of sound and light, and I can turn back time.
There's a lot of those shows where the plot points just become like, so the plot can happen. And I'm like, God damn it! Like, can we not?
Super speed is a hard thing to create villains for. I think. What are your options?
His speed force is greater than mine. It's like, it reminds me. It just takes me back to the Schwartz argument in Mel Brooks's movie. It's just like it really is a dick measuring contest at that junction, and that's what it becomes down to. It's like, God, that's not great writing. That's a joke from Mel Brooks. Like, that shouldn't what you be aspired to 30 years later as to how you write TV shows.
For me, Roy, I also don't watch a heck of a lot of TV. I recently watched Wednesday season 2. I quite enjoy Wednesday. It's quite fun. Don't take it too seriously, obviously. And there was something else. Oh, I watched something with the missus recently. It was called This Is Our City. And that is based on basically a drug cartel in Liverpool. There's a similar one to it called God, what's it called? It's with Tom Hardy and Pierce Brosnan and Helen Mirren. That's also Mobland. It's called Mobland. But I like those sort of like crime cartel based like short seasons. They're kind of cool. So yeah, that's what I've been watching.
My wife and I have been watching Boston Legal, which is just, it's a really dumb. I won't even call it a comedy, but it's got William Shatner and James Spader as the two main characters, and it just,
I'm sure it's very serious. Yeah.
I love parts of it where like they know not to take it so seriously, but then they do have moments where they address serious topics, and it's kind of fun to go back through and do some stuff through a lighthearted lens. But every once in a while, you're like looking at the show, you're like, why am I still here? Why am I watching this? Why are they in dresses? Like, I just, I wasn't paying attention for a few minutes, and now he's dressed as somebody else in the show. I was like, But that's always been my heartbreak with a lot of TV shows in general, is I like the first couple of seasons because the writing's very good, the drama's well written, the suspense is well thought out. And then like you get into season 4 and they don't know what to do. So there's like, let's just create drama. And I'm like, if I liked that mentality, either I would go watch The Bachelorette or go back to high school, like either or.
It's definitely a problem with TV shows that drag on, because they do it for the money, but they fabricate drama, and you'll see it. It's why in these like shows, if there's like a love interest between two characters and it's a will they won't they, it's almost doomed to fail as soon as those people get together, because they're like, now there's no more. Oh, will they get together? It's like, oh no, they're together. So the only way we can make this interesting again is to break them up for some reason.
Yeah.
And then will they get back together? Of course they will.
And then it's, Scrubs and Big Bang Theory, where you literally spend like 6 seasons of them going back and forth.
Yeah.
It's just
or it's Supernatural, and you're like, which brother is going to die now and come back later?
Yeah. Which one dies and comes back in the next season?
Again.
Almost at the beginning of it. Yeah. That was like I don't know if you ever watched the TV show Chuck.
I liked Chuck. Yeah.
I love Chuck. I binge watched it on my college campus touring days. I stayed in the room and watched it instead of touring classes.
That was years ago, but I remember watching it and thinking, and Brendan Routh was in that, right? I
loved it right up until they had so much pressure to renew the show that they ended up doing it, and the writers were like, okay, but we wrote the ending. Like,
you want us to undo the ending?
Well, so they did some really dumb plot, and then I think everyone just kind of was just like, no, because it was like his sidekick ended up getting the intersect in his brain.
Okay.
And Morgan ended up getting it, and then it was like 4 episodes of him in the new episode of them trying to make him an agent, and then they find a way to take it out of him, and then they're like, yeah, now we just take turns with everybody getting it, and just like, wait, why?
Because they're like, we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah. We want to see which character you want to follow next. And so I like the first few episodes. It's just a common thing I have. I like the first few seasons, depending on how much they thought out certain things. And then after a certain point, you just lose interest of what's going on. I think the only thing I've watched through repeatedly are either cartoons or like MASH, where it's just like, there's not really an overarching narrative. It's just, 20 minutes of, giggles, and then you move on with your life.
Yeah. All right, so final question then coming in from Jinka. He says, with disguised clone trooper Zeta being removed and then refunded, would you reapply that Zeta or use it elsewhere? I mean, we're really not the right crowd for this.
No, it is. You 100% need to reapply it. So all they did was take out the turn meter thing that doesn't work, because you can't gain turn meter at the start of your turn because you have full turn meter.
Yeah. Yeah, just do it is what I would say.
But and hear me out, the raid gets significantly harder without that Zeta. So if you're using him for the raid, you got to reapply it. You need the Zeta ability. They took out the level 3 upgrade part of the ability and then refunded the entire ability.
Yeah.
You still need the end of it. So you still have to go back and reapply it. You may not want to apply the Omicron again. That's another can of worms if you don't, or if you didn't have it. But if you are using him for the raid, you do need to be using the Zeta. As far as my guild has told everybody after the raid came back and people didn't reapply the Zeta to the character and were wondering why their runs weren't working anymore. So that would be my 2 cents.
Yeah, I would reapply it, but I have a different. And Karth does as well. Karth literally has every Zeta in the game.
I have 1,000 Zeta mats. I have nothing else to do.
So to him, it's like, I get to get some more dopamine again by hitting this upgrade button. Bing, 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 yay! So yeah, I'm not quite. I'm still missing like 20 or 30 Zetas or something in the game, but they're all shit. And I've just done all of Hondo's, and I've still got 237 Zeta mats. Oh, no, wait a minute, 238, because I just bought a new one. But yeah, no, I would still apply the Zeta. The Omicron is completely different, because it's a TW Omi. Not everybody engages in TW Omicrons. It's a good one. It's a good Omicron if you want to do it, but you don't have to. Like, I wouldn't say I would prioritize Omis elsewhere, personally.
Yeah, it's a good Omicron if your entire guild is also using Lord Vader for that Omicron and everything else that goes with it. It's just not great as a one. It's like, it's not going to be monumentally changing a TW if you're only one with it, which is the state of every TW Omicron. So pretty much.
Yeah. And that, Carthrick, is the end of our questions. Alas, molasses. And the end of our Tribe Talks today. The duo Tribe Talks is over. Anakin, I have the high ground. Carth's been fun. We talked the shit. We shot it. It was great. And that's about all it, right? I mean, fuck.
That's interesting.
What?
Oh, I got a friend request on both of my accounts.
Is
from
it
the
from
same person?
What's his name?
Sith Lord Reynolds.
Oh, okay. No. There's a guy that's been sending me friend requests every day, more or less, for about like 3 months or something on both of my accounts. And I'm just like, I keep hitting that reject button. I'm just like, I don't know what he wants, but
I don't mind helping out smaller accounts, but for the most part, to a degree, I have to like moderate who's on there, because I want to either know the person, or I want to know why that they're there, and then you still have to filter out people that you're actually friends with.
Yeah, I mean, the way I look at it is it's just irritating to have to go. If CG could do a QA thing to make it quicker to add people to your friends list, be my guest. But I don't want to have to close down the email, go into my allies, filter through, find an ally that I want to get rid of, boot the ally, jump back over to the cantina, go back into my mailbox, and then accept somebody as an ally. That's just fucking work, bro. Like, so I'm just going to hit that reject button. If you want to talk to me, come to my Discord. I'm there. Like,
well, and that's the other thing too, is like, that's where I'm just at. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I actually need to go through and get rid of some people. There's a lot of people who have not played in a fat
300 days since last login.
my alt that is in the Ghost of the 501st.
Oh.
297 days it's been active. I'm like, I don't give a shit.
No, my ally list is usually full. So I can reject from, I literally can reject from there, but like if that email notification is up, I'm just like, nope, get rid of that, not doing that. I don't like having the red button on my inbox, so I'm not jumping into the ally list. It's just that's too many clicks for me. Too many clicks for my patience.
I just go through and go, no.
Denied. And on that bombshell, Garth, I think we will wrap it up there. It's been fun though, and potentially next weekend we do another Tribe Talks. Who knows? Are you away?
I should be here.
Cool.
Famous last words.
Oh, I probably won't. It's Mrs. Scribble's birthday.
Yeah, you should probably do
I should probably do other things. So yeah, probably not next weekend. Weekend afterwards.
I don't know of a reason why either which way. I should be.
You should be good. Yeah.
Be good. Yep, you're right.
Cool.
Sorry, I'm going through my ally list and deleting people, so I got.
It's all good. It's all good. I feel you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining. We'll see you all tomorrow for GAC. It'll be a real one. Garth, peace out, brother. Good night, everyone.
We'll see ya.